If your wrists are feeling stiff or achy, I've got a couple of good wrist openers for you to try out. Dr. Marcia here, your friendly neighborhood physical therapist, certified yoga teacher, and author of Movement for Everybody. So let's get to it. For these wrist openers, you have two options. Do it from standing and bring your hand down to something like a chair, a sturdy couch, a firm bed, or get down on your hands and knees to do it. It doesn't really matter which one you choose. Both of them will put weight through the wrists. It just really comes down to, do you want your knees on the floor? Do you want to get on the floor or not? That's really the only difference. Now, before you get into the wrist openers, if you haven't done anything at all with your hands, you might want to do a couple of circles, maybe a couple of peel the fingers, open and close. Those are always helpful. Maybe a couple of finger to fingers. Maybe go each direction. And there are other videos for wrist and hand exercises, but let's get to those wrist openers. So essentially, we're gonna get into our hands and knees position and play around with the hands. So first we're gonna do hand flat, facing forward, and you can go side to side, forward, back. You can bring it around town. Then you can switch fingers backwards. So instead of fingers pointing away from you, pointing towards you. Now if you're super tight, this might be hard. You might want to do one at a time so you can kind of ease into whatever range is comfortable. And the same thing, you go front, back, side to side, circle it out. Those are all fine. The next one you'll do is fingers facing each other. That's a nice wrist opener. Do all the directions, and then fingers facing away from each other. You have the option to stay at that shoulder width apart for this one, or come in nice and close. It will give you a different feel. Whatever feels good, and you can go circle, again, front, back, side, side, and then there's the palm up version of fingers together. Same thing applies as far as the movement goes. Now, a couple things to consider if you are doing your hands flat, just like I showed. You want to make sure that you are not dumping into it, that you know how to lock and load at the shoulders. So my elbows tuck, I push away. I'm not dropping into the weight. And my hands are also active. I want you to feel like you're pulling your hands up. I want you to think about that action. The same way that you, or maybe you don't, but if you put your foot on the floor and you want to like picture squeezing your arch, that's the same thing. If my hand is engaged, I will actually have a little bit of an arch here, okay? So you want hands engaged, shoulders engaged, and then we move around town. Now, what are you gonna do if wrist flat is just not happening for you? Pillow, bolster, like bolster stiff pillow, or blocks will be your friend, because you can still do some of this without that totally hand flat position. So you could, for example, take a block and rest on a corner. So I could do resting on a corner, my fingers are not so stressed out, and I could still do pretty much everything we just did without as much pressure on the fingers. So if you have something going on with your fingers and an injury, you can't straighten it out or don't want to bear as much weight on it, you can play around with using the different pieces of a block. Obviously, they're not all going to work, but you can do most of them. The other thing that you can do is change the alignment of how you put your weight down. So when you're doing wrist flat, you're kind of like this. You can turn this way and bear weight on the short side of a yoga block. And so you have your fingers on this side, and you can do your wrist openers. They won't be as intense feeling, which also could be a good option if the other way was a bit much. You still get the motions there, and then you could turn it, flip it. This one does require some shoulder rotation. So if you have issues with turning your shoulder inwards, that might be kind of icky. For this option, you won't be able to do your flipping. It's gonna be a little awkward to do it on that short side. It won't really work, and that's okay. Now, what if you can't really bear weight or do any of that at all? Skip it, do something else. There's a million ways to move. It's up to you to decide if it works for you and how to choose either a better option or a different movement if it doesn't. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions down below. Let me know if you like this video, and I'll catch you next time.